Hello, right here playing Farming Simulator 22, and today's video is a continuation of the video I did here a few days ago on the combine repair one. And we're going to be testing this further here this episode. Our first test here, everyone, I have a fully repaired combine, so the combine itself is 100%. If we drop the header here, you can see the combine is in perfect shape. And then, of course, if we pick the header up, everyone, the header is, well, the header is trashed, shall we say. We're going to see what kind of yield we get from this. Again, for those of you who did not see my previous video on testing this here, everyone, the repair of the combine, or the header, not sure which one here, we're going to find out, apparently is very critical to our yield here, everyone. Somewhere between 50 and 75%. We're also going to be testing that here this episode, hopefully. Once we're done with this test, everyone, we're going to start testing at what point does the yield actually start dropping off. Again, at this point, everyone, I know somewhere between 50 and 75% the yield drops off. When you have a header that is in need of repair, like full need of repair, it's all the way down to 0%, everyone, you are losing 40% of your, 40%, everyone, 40%, that is a lot. At 50% again, when it was 11%, and let's see, once I have it written down, I don't have, I think it was 26%. So once the header gets down to 25%, everyone, I believe it was a 26% loss. So yeah, pretty harsh there on the loss numbers, everyone, when it comes to repair. Again, I think I noted this before, and I very seriously disagree with this results here, unfortunately. But that's the way the game is, everyone, so unfortunately nothing you can do about it. But yeah, again, like I said, I just absolutely disagree with how Giants has done this. Just, yeah, terrible implementation in the game, in my opinion. Maybe at some point we can discuss that further, but like I said, not a good feature if you ask me. So anyway, more tests. Now I want to see what's exactly what is at fault here. Now, I'm looking at the numbers here, and I can already tell you, folks, it doesn't look like it's just the header at fault here. Because with the header and the combine both broken, we only got 2,406 liters. We're already up to 3,000. In fact, this begs the question, everyone, does the header even matter at all? Normal yield off this field, everyone, in full, perfect, everything's good, is 4,010. 4,010 is the nominal yield off this, and that looks like that's what we're going to get off this field, to be honest, everyone. So that would lead me to believe that the header makes no difference in combine that matters. We're going to find out. I would have suspected, it was actually be the header that would affect the loss, but possibly not. We'll see what Giants actually has here. Of course, everyone, with a repair too, it also means we're going slower here. You can probably tell we're only going a measly 4 mile an hour here. So, but yeah, we're already up to 3,500, 3,600. This is going to be, looks like a pretty good yield off this field here. And again, combine header is desperately in need of repair. I can find it here. So yeah, 0% on the header, 99, well, or actually 99%, I guess, on the combine. Can't get 100%, can we? Okay, there we go, everyone. I think we've answered that question. From what I'm seeing here so far, we're going to flip-flop this real quick, everyone. I will go ahead and do this test again with a 100% broken combine and a 100% repaired header. But so far, everyone, I think we can say the repair of the header makes no difference. It's the repair of the combine that apparently controls the loss, which, again, I'm actually kind of surprised by that. So, okay, we'll be right back, everyone. Like I said, I'm going to flip the numbers here, and we'll find out what they are the other way around. Okay, everyone, and we're back here, and we are on our last pass here, and I can already tell you, everyone, we are not getting a good yield on this field here. So, again, everyone, combine is in desperate need of repair here this time, and the header is fully repaired. And at least the first time around I did this test, I got 2,406 as the yield. So again, 2,406. That's down from our normal 4,010. Normal 4,010 yield. So that is a 40% loss. And let's see what it looks like we're going to get right in that number here again, 2,400. And wow, exactly the same number. What do you look at? 2,406, everyone. So here again, everyone, at least from what I'm telling, the repair of the header makes no difference on loss here. It is completely dependent on the combine. So for anyone going out and repairing your combines, make sure you repair the combine. You can leave the header as damaged as you want. Now, mind you, combine's not going to be able to go as fast, but you can still go as, don't have to repair it. It's not going to affect your yield. You're not going to lose a lot of crops. So anyway, now that we got that out of the way, everyone, the combine is 100% solely responsible for your loss. We're now going to test exactly what percentage we start seeing loss at. So again, everyone, at this point, I know it's somewhere between 50 and 75%. So I'm going to try it at 70%, and we'll see if we see a loss. And if we don't, we'll just keep dropping it down, 65, 60, 55. So again, somewhere at 50% of when we start losing. We're going to figure out exactly where that happens at. Okay, and we're back for our next test here. This time the combine is at 70%. So we're down to 70% here on the wear. I didn't bother adjusting the wear on the header there, everyone, because again, as we had discovered in the first part of this video, apparently it doesn't matter. So only the combine is being affected here. Kind of curious to see what kind of yield we're going to get. It looks like it might be down just a little bit here, everyone, if I'm not mistaken. I think we're usually about 100 liters higher than this when we reach this point, but I could be wrong on that. We'll make the final determination here once we get to the end. Of course, if we're seeing loss here at 70%, I'll maybe bump it back up. We'll maybe try 74%. It could be, everyone, once the combine drops below 75%, you start seeing loss. I'm not sure. So again, everyone, from 100 down to 75%, everyone, there's absolutely no loss. It stays the same. It's somewhere between 75 and 50%. That's when we see the loss. Ooh, it's going to be close, everyone. I think we're going to see our 4,010 here. Could be wrong. Oh, well, yeah, so we didn't see 4,010. It's only 4,007. There's not like a little missing section here somewhere, is there? Double check, everyone, because 4,007 is very minute. 4,007. Yeah, I'm not seeing any missing spots, everyone. What I might do, I want to run this test one more time just to make sure. But I'm going to write that down here. So that's 4,007. And if we plug that into the calculator here, so 4,007, that is a 7.7% loss. I think that's what that is. Anyway, so yeah, not very much at all, but not very much of a loss, if that is really even a loss. So tell you what, I'm going to run this test one more time. We'll be back. Just want to make sure that number is right. And if it is, everyone, that means that 70% of them, we're losing, like, not enough to even bother worrying about, really, to be honest. Okay, and we're back here. Ran the test one more time just to make sure. We're looking at a 0.07% loss. So less than 0.1% here, everyone. That is not much of a loss. And of course, I'm going to have to do one more test here. Now the combine is at 71% repair here, so 71%, and we got our full yield. So it looks like once you reach 70% of them, that's when you start seeing a drop off at 70%. Now, of course, at that 70% of them, we're looking at less than 0.1%, 0.07% of one, which doesn't really make much of a difference. That one. A couple liters at most you're looking at there. So between 70% of them and 50%, 50% of them, you start looking at, was it 10 to 11%? Yeah, 11% yield loss, everyone. So 11%, that's starting to get up there, everyone, at 50%. So once your combine reaches 50%, you probably should look at repairing it. Unless you want to look at, let's see, 4,010 is the default. At 50% of when I got a yield of 3,548 on this field. So 3,548, that was a 11. That sounds like more than 11%. But, okay. Let me go run those numbers again, because that sounds like more than, that sounds like 25%. Let's do 3,548 here. Nope, that is 11.5% loss. Okay, that's what the calculator says. So that's what we'll go with. So, yeah, almost 500 liters. I mean, not quite, but... yeah, almost 500 liter loss on this small field. So anyway, I think that concludes our testing here. From this, everyone, we can gather that the combine is the only thing that matters when it comes to repair as far as loss goes. The header itself makes no difference. It can be fully repaired, fully unrepaired. Your yield will be the same. And then once you reach 70% of them, that's when you start seeing a yield loss. Now, mind you, it's not much of a yield loss, but still, it starts dropping off at 70%, then 50%, and 25. It just continually drops off all the way down to well, 40% yield loss here once you reach 0% repair. So with that, everyone, you folks have any comments or questions about this, be sure to throw that down below. I'll do my best to answer them. If you got any other things you want to test in regards to this, everyone, let me know. I think I've answered most of the questions here at this point with this video as far as I know. So again, combine, that's what matters, everyone, and 70% is when you start seeing a yield loss. So with that, everyone, thanks for watching. Comments or questions, be sure to leave them down below. And don't forget to, if you'd like to help support the channel further, we do have Patreon as well. Again, definitely not required, everyone. Would much rather you folks just watch the ads on the videos. But again, if you'd like to support the channel in some other way, you're welcome to do that as well. And don't forget, everyone, if you'd like to follow myself over on Twitch, again, RDAllen on Twitch for the live streams. There's a link down below for that as well. So again, everyone, thanks for watching, and till next time.